this weekend was All-Star Weekend,
It was.
and
It's when the North and the West comes together, and we're not talking about Kanye and Kim's daughter.
actually, it's when the East and the West come together.
Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me?
It's okay. Yeah,
I've been listening to too much Miss Westy.
apparently. So,
The
uh,
Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. I just want to be clear. I know a lot about basketball. That was a complete slip up on my part. And I've been saying a lot of dumb shit on the pod lately. Just not thinking before I speak. So let me
you
pull it
know,
on back.
when you
Please go
pod,
ahead.
when you pod, and we keep talking about this off pod. I think we need
But
to
we
take
don't.
a day and do it. But
Yeah.
when you pod, people don't realize how hard it is to just talk a lot
Right.
all the
Right.
time, and sometimes shit just flies out that later on you listen back and be like,
Yeah.
why did I say
Right.
that dumb shit?
Yeah. It's
What's
true.
wrong with me? Why did I say that? Or you'll say a word, you'll be like, when you're potting, you be searching for a word in your mental Rolodex. The
Yeah.
word, you can't even imagine what it is. And you listen
Yeah.
back and be like, the word was every. I couldn't remember every. Why? Why couldn't I remember a simple ass word like every? You'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, it means the same as like all the time. Uh,
But you
it means
can't.
the
You
same
can't.
as
It's like you can't materialize it, and the issue is the camera, right? It's kind of like when you watch people on reality television. I know we have very little grace for them, but I actually think about them sometimes because it is the same thing where the camera almost makes you feel like you're in a pressure cooker, and with them, they can let things fly because it's gonna get edited anyway. But with
right.
us, we are the ones who have to edit it, and what the problem becomes time. It becomes how much do you edit, like, and because there's editing and then there's censorship, and
Yeah,
there's a fine line between the two. You don't want to be inauthentic, but
right,
you also don't want to look stupid.
right.
So
And the other thing is, in reality TV, they can do punch-ins. So, like, let's say
right.
the every example, right? If I can't remember the word every on a reality show, they can pan the camera to a girl in a bikini and then have my audio come in saying every damn day, just do it. But on this here podcast, where it's just the two of us staring into a camera, if
It's not
post
easy to do.
edit, my mouth says possibly, and I change and go every, you could be like,
Not gonna fly. People are gonna
what
be
just
like, "What are
happened right
y'all
there?
doing here? Is that a
What
deep
did he
fake?"
do? How,
Right.
what just happened?
Right.
So yeah.
Absolutely true. You can do it with audio. If it was an audio only podcast,
Oh
there's a
yeah,
lot
much
of things
easier.
that we could doctor. But being on video and trying to be on authentic on video is a completely different world.
Yeah.
So it's fine. I know I say sometimes I say things and I'm like way more
Yeah.
intelligent than that.
I'd be
They won't
listening
know what
back
I
and be
know.
mad. I'd be cursing myself out on the listen back. I'd be
Yeah.
in the crib flipping, looking in the mirror like Jordan the Stallion, like, come here. You didn't know to say the word every? You didn't know the word every? Really? You
Right.
couldn't think of the word every.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be tough sometimes because you're really just trying to get through it, do it right the first
Yeah.
time, and have as few edits as possible.
And
But
not look like an asshole who has no brain.
well, here,
I
because
drink to let's drink to that.
cheers, cheers to that. Okay, because it's like I don't know. Sometimes I sit back and I'm like, oh, did I really say that? And I'll go to call you and be like, I think we need to edit this. And then I'm like, you know what? It's an honest representation of a mistake I made. So
Right.
there we go.
Right.
Whatever.
Because I did that dumb shit.
I did that dumb shit. But I
Right.
hope that it comes across that we're two intelligent people. And if it does not, well, maybe this is not the podcast for you. It's
I
fine.
did listen. We never
Right.
said this was the intellectual podcast. We just
Exactly.
said we was here 5 nights a week. giving you the good stuff. That's all we said. We ain't make
Right.
no promises about learning or education or
Or
informative
educating,
anything. Or what?
or educating,
Right.
because
Right.
there's
Exactly.
also that, because sometimes people will show up and then they'll be like, but what, but why did y'all say it that way, or why did y'all? Because we didn't say we weren't gonna do
Right.
that.
Right. Plus, we got about 45 minutes
Hmm.
to record this, so then editing could begin and we could get it out in a timely manner. We don't
Exactly.
have time for all that shit.
No, we
This is
just don't.
not like some huge Superfly production. There's two broke friends trying to get a podcast out. That's it.
That's it. That's really what's happening here. So
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta take you get what you get, and you don't get upset. And if you
Right.
do get upset, well,
Put it in the comments.
right, put it in the please put it in the comments. Let us know how you. I mean, I feel like our
They already
commenters let
do.
us know.
Yes, they do. Yep.
So it's all good. But
Right.
what you got for me? I just
Well,
derailed the whole conversation.
no, it's fine. Listen, I'm always okay with having a conversation about podcasting. I think,
Mm,
like I said, we've been talking about it a lot off mic. I think
yeah,
we should bring it on mic. I think we really should have episodes where we discuss, or even maybe a full episode where we discuss the ins and outs of podcasting, our experience with it, and different things. I think it would be interesting to the listeners and informative to some of them as well, because I speak to people about this podcasting stuff, and when I speak to them, they be blown away at some of the stuff that happens.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
especially the bigger projects. Like, I mean, I know all our listeners don't know about all my other podcasts, but some of my podcasts, it takes me weeks of editing, like, to put them
yeah.
out. And when I tell that to people, they're like, "Wait, see, I didn't just record it and put it out." I'm like, "No, no, there's six of us on a podcast. No, I cannot just put out the 6-person podcast with zero edits. No, I wish I
Well,
could, but I can't."
and that is the thing that I think that people don't get, and then we could get off this topic. But that is the thing that I think people don't get, because I had a conversation with someone a while back where they were like, they wanted to get into content creation and not necessarily podcasting, but they wanted to get into content creation, maybe do YouTube and stuff like that. And they were like, but it's really intensive and it's really difficult because it's not like sitting in front of a camera and talking. And I was like, wait, excuse me. You think that sitting in front of a camera and talking is like not that intensive? And what do you think happens after the camera turns off? What do you think happens with the video? You think I just hit upload and that's it? Because
Right,
we both, this is not our only podcast between
right,
the two of us.
right,
And I was like, huh? What are you talking about? Because
right,
actually, there's a lot of effort and a lot of work that goes into this. And
right,
y'all don't see it, and that's fine. The behind the scenes stuff is what we choose to do, right? We
right. Yep.
chose to create this, and we chose to create our other projects, and so we're executing on what we chose to do. But make no mistake about it, it's not a quick and easy thing. Not even weeknights, like you
Yeah.
said. Weeknights is as condensed and as concise as we try to make it when we are on camera. The camera goes off and me and you are like talking back and forth about this thing and that thing and this
Right.
went wrong and that. It's never that simple. But
No,
I just think
no, of
I
course
just
not.
think it's funny that I was like, oh, okay, so like you think that because people talk on a camera they don't edit
Right.
content? Like what does that mean?
Yeah.
But
And it's interesting too, because in response to that, what happens often is people don't see the things they don't see. And because
right.
of that, they don't think about it, right? You just press play. Whether
Yeah.
you're listening or you're watching, we appreciate both of y'all. But
Me too.
you don't get to know what's going on behind the scenes, right? They don't know, did you have a good day before recording? Did I have a good day before recording? They don't know how much we had to figure out what the topics are going to be, how much we had to research what the topics are going to be, how much
Right.
editing we had to do, how much editing we did not have to do, how much re-recording, how many tech issues, like the list goes on, but it's kind of this like out of sight, out of mind kind of thing, where people
Yeah.
just consume the product and don't think about anything else, right? Like they
Right.
just go to Dunkin' Donuts and get a coffee and sip it. They're not thinking about where the beans came from,
Who
who
brewed
had
them?
to make the coffee, all of these
Yep.
behind the scene things, right? Like they don't care that they couldn't get a or like they don't care that hey, we got different straws today because we had to change vendors. It just like, well, what's up with your straws, man? Why you got paper straws today? What the fuck is
Right.
that?
Right.
And
But
so
you kind of got to think about it like this, right? There are whole podcast companies.
yeah,
Those people got to be doing something.
right.
They can't just they're not showing up and taking a video and uploading it. Like
Yeah,
they've got to be doing something.
right,
You
of
know,
course.
myself included, who works for a podcast company, but it's the same thing, right? It's like anything else. It's like television. It doesn't just happen. And then, like we were saying with reality television, yes, people are able to act as themselves and do whatever they do, but you do realize that once they're done doing that, there's a
There's
whole
an
host of
entire
other people who
staff.
got, right? Like, it's the same stuff.
Yeah,
But you know, sometimes people don't see that, and I understand. Like you said, they're getting the product that came from all of the work. They're not
yeah,
seeing the work. So totally understandable. But I like this topic way better than that one topic we were going to do. I know you know which one, so we
yeah,
can skip that one and go on to
yeah.
the other
That's
two.
fine. That's fine. There's always
Yeah.
tomorrow.